I never imagined that a simple garden hose could turn my peaceful neighborhood into a war zone. It started on a sunny Saturday morning. Birds chirping, kids playing, and then came the knock. 3 sharp, angry bangs on my front door. It was Karen, my next-door neighbor, standing there with a wild expression and a phone in her hand, like it was a weapon. "You've been stealing my water," she shouted before I could even say hello. I froze. "What are you talking about?" She jabbed her finger toward the side of my house. "Don't play dumb. I saw your sprinklers running, and my water pressure dropped. You think I wouldn't notice?" Now, I had lived there for 5 years. Never once had anyone accused me of theft, let alone water theft. I tried to explain, but Karen was already taking photos, pacing around my yard like a detective. Within minutes, 2 more neighbors joined in, whispering and pointing. I felt my face burn with humiliation. Everyone knew Karen. She ran the HOA gossip like a personal news channel. And when she said something, people believed her. But something didn't add up. My water bill had actually gone up that month, not down. I showed her the statement, but she waved it off. "You probably tampered with it," she said, half smirking. That was the moment I decided. Enough was enough. If she wanted proof, I'd give her proof she couldn't argue with. I grabbed my phone, called the water company, and requested a full inspection of both our meters. I didn't know it then, but that call would reveal a shocking truth, one that would flip her entire accusation upside down. Do you want me to continue to Chapter 2 and reveal what the water company discovered? 2 days later, the water company truck rolled into the neighborhood. Bright blue logo gleaming under the morning sun. Karen was already outside, arms crossed, watching like a hawk. She had that smug grin plastered on her face, certain the inspection would prove her right. The technician, a calm man named Mike, greeted us politely and started by checking both water meters, hers and mine. He crouched near the boxes, brushing away dust and dirt, clipboard in hand. Karen hovered over him, recording everything on her phone. "See?" she said. "You'll find that he's been hooked up to my line." "I just know it." Mike glanced up at her, then back down. "Ma'am, let's not jump to conclusions." I stayed quiet, arms folded, heart pounding. I knew I hadn't touched anything, but I was also scared that maybe something weird was going on underground. Mike ran a quick pressure test, then checked the line mapping. His brow furrowed. He looked back and forth between the 2 meters, then at us. "That's strange," he muttered. "These lines are reversed." Karen blinked. "What do you mean reversed?" He stood up, dusting off his knees. "I mean, the line labeled as yours is actually feeding into his property. And his line is feeding yours. You've been using his water." Karen's jaw dropped. "That can't be right." Mike walked us both over and pointed clearly. "Right here." The connection labels were swapped during installation years ago. So, technically, every drop of water you've used has been billed to him. I couldn't help it. I laughed, loudly. Months of inflated bills suddenly made perfect sense. Karen's face went red, not just from embarrassment, but from fury. She started stammering, "This is ridiculous. I didn't know." Mike simply nodded. "We'll file a report and correct it." But he's owed credit for all the overcharges. For once, the self-proclaimed HOA queen was speechless. Karen couldn't stand being wrong, especially not in front of the neighbors. The moment Mike from the water company left, she turned to me with that forced, shaky smile that people wear when they're trying to save face. "Hey, mistakes happen," she said, waving her hand as if accusing someone of theft was just a casual misunderstanding. I wasn't buying it. "Karen, you accused me in front of half the street. You recorded me. You told people I was stealing." Her eyes darted around, checking if anyone was listening. "Look, maybe we can keep this between us? I'll, talk to the HOA and make sure they don't put this in the record." That's when I realized she was more worried about her reputation than the damage she'd done. Later that evening, I noticed something strange. Karen was outside near the meters again, flashlight in hand. She was crouched down, fiddling with something. I stepped outside quietly, recording from a distance. When my flashlight beam hit her, she froze like a deer in headlights. "What are you doing, Karen?" I asked, my voice calm but sharp. She stammered, "Just checking if Mike made a mistake." By unscrewing the cap on my meter, she quickly stood up and marched off, muttering something about protecting her property. The next morning, she posted on the neighborhood Facebook page, "FYI, water company messed up my line and connected it wrong. So technically, no one's at fault, just a city error." But what she didn't expect was that I had already sent the video of her tampering near the meters directly to the HOA board and the water company. Within 24 hours, an official notice went out. Tampering with city utilities is a violation of state code and HOA policy. Karen had officially gone from accuser to offender. The next week felt like poetic justice unfolding in real time. Karen, the self-proclaimed guardian of the neighborhood, was suddenly the talk of every porch, group chat, and dog-walking circle. Only this time, she wasn't the storyteller. She was the story. The HOA called an emergency meeting. Normally, Karen would be the one leading it, clipboard in hand, bossing everyone around. But that day, she sat in the back corner, silent and pale. The president read the notice out loud. "Tampering with public utility meters is a direct violation of HOA, bylaws, and state regulations. The responsible resident will be fined and placed under probationary review." You could hear the whispers ripple through the room. Did she really mess with the meter? After accusing him of stealing? Unbelievable. I didn't say a word. I just sat there, calm and collected, watching her crumble under the weight of her own drama. The HOA fined her $1,200, and the water company issued a back. Credit to my account. Over. $600 refunded for her. Years of usage. But the real hit wasn't financial. It was social. Her gossip network, the same one she used to control the neighborhood narrative, turned on her overnight. The same neighbors who once believed every word she said now avoided her. Her Facebook neighborhood updates suddenly had 0 comments. Even the mailman joked, "Guess she finally ran out of water to talk about." Weeks later, I saw her standing by her mailbox, watering her roses, with her own meter this time. She looked up at me, hesitant, then mumbled, "Sorry for everything." I nodded, not out of anger, but out of closure. "It's all right, Karen. The meters don't lie." As I walked back inside, I couldn't help but smile. Justice doesn't always come with flashing lights or police sirens. Sometimes it comes through a water meter. And in this neighborhood, everyone learned one thing the hard way. Before you accuse someone, make sure you're not the one draining their line. Wild story, right? If you enjoyed watching Karen's little water war backfire, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more real life HOA drama and neighborhood chaos, straight from the Karen Diaries. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you ever dealt with a neighbor like this? I might feature your story next.